Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about the rent. The term rent, the term rent is uses in common sense for the payment made for the hire of goods such as houses, furnitures, shops, machines, automobiles and etc. But in economics, the use of term rent is restricted. Rent in economics has different meaning. The term rent is restricted only to the payment made for the factors of production, which are in imperfectly elastic supply. We have different concept of rent in economics. First, we have to understand the Ricardian theory of rent. Ricardo is a classical economist. Ricardian theory of rent. In the time of Ricardo, there were many economists who developed the rent theory. Although the ideas of all of them regarding the rent were fundamentally same, the theory formulated by David Ricardo, had become popular because of its presentation and elaboration. David Ricardo, a classical economist, developed a theory in 1817 to explain the origin and nature of economic rent. In his book, The Principles of Political Economy and Taxation. According to David Ricardo, rent is that portion of produce of earth which is paid to the landlord for the use of the original and indestructible powers of the soil. Rent. The assumptions of Ricardo theory of rent. He made some assumptions to his theory of rent. David Ricardo made the following assumptions. We shall discuss one by one as as follows. Assumption number 1 is land has certain original and indestructible powers. Land has original and indestructible powers, and rent is a payment for the use of these power, and rent is a payment for the use of these original and indestructible powers of land. Second one, David Ricardo uses the second assumption to his theory. The land is differ in every country. In quality. So the difference in quality in every country is his most important one assumption. David Ricardo gives grades uses the various grades of land that differs in respect of fertility, and location. Third assumption is the existence of marginal land or no rent land. The rent of superior land is measured above from this no rent land. Fourth assumption, that is the most superior land is cultivated first and the next grade is cultivated. It means the after that first grade land and second grade land, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. It's mean at last the inferior land or the marginal land will be cultivated in the last. The fifth assumption of David Ricardo, the supply of land is perfectly inelastic from the point of view of the society as a whole. A perfect competition, there is a perfect competition in the market for the land. In other words, there are a large number of land lots and large number of farmers. There are large number of landlords who are willing to give land to their land on rent to the farmers, and farmers are willing to get the land for agriculture purpose. The seventh assumption is the law of diminishing returns operates in the agriculture. Here I use the capital letter for the eye catching purpose. So the returns operates in the agriculture. The diminishing returns means every addition unit of labor and capital yields less and less returns. When we put the more labor and capital, more and more labor and capital, its result will become less and less. So this is the law of diminishing returns. We will discuss further about more and more about the law of diminishing returns. The eighth point of the assumption, the cost of cultivation is remaining the same in terms of land and labor, whether it is most superior land or inferior land. In other words, it is the same for each grade of land. The grade of land, first grade, second grade, the third grade, fourth, fifth, sixth, as we can take as an example. So ninth one assumption of David Ricardo made, that is, land is used for the cultivation of corn and there is no alternative use of the land. Rent is arises due to difference in of the quality of various lands in terms of its fertility and location. Rent is arises due to difference in the quality of various lands in terms of its fertility and location. As we discussed the assumption of David Ricardo, after that we have a chart to understood easily the concept how the fertile, most fertile land and less fertile land earned rent. We have a chart on the basis of grades. We classified soil on the basis of grades. There are six grades of land. I already drawn this chart. One, two, three, four, five, six grade of land for our understanding purpose. Grades of land: first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. The classification is on the basis of fertility, fertility of land. The first grade land yields high rent. A is the fertile land. The fertility of soil is known by its production. Most fertile soil or land will have more production and consequently more value of output. So the column of the value of output is indicator of fertility: 5,000, 4,000, 3,000, and so on. In the last we have the nil of value of output. As mentioned in the assumptions, the total cost remaining the same all over time. That is the 1,000. We are taking 1,000 as the amount to spent on the production of the corn. The amount is 1,000. As can we see the chart, the first grade or the superior land producing maximum output of 5,000 on which rent is earned 4,000. Similarly, the grade second land earn 3,000 and so on. For third, fourth, fifth, sixth, the sixth land is nil. This shows the direct relationship between the value of output and rent earned. Thereof, keeping the amount spent on every piece of land. On grade fifth, on grade fifth land, amount spent is equal to value of output is 0. This is called as the marginal land. Grade 6th, grade 6th land will never be cultivated. So we write here the value of output is nil. So here the it never be cultivated as the value of output is nil. Here the highest rent is equal to on grade first land, that is most superior land. The most inferior land earn only zero profit or zero rent. Here the value of output is equal to 0. Ricardo further said that a rising of rent is not static but it's dynamic. It that is, it can change according to time and circumstances. Says in above example, if the value of output changes, the marginal land, rent, etc. will change. As can we see in grade 6, the land is marginal land, as now in this land no rent is accruing. Ricardo said that corn is high not because rent is high, but rent is high because corn is high. He changed popular belief that rent does not affect the price of product but is affected. If the price remains high, cost will also remain high, resulting in high residual income and in increase in prices.